If you're a Canadian pilot applying for a job, you really must consider getting this 2-crew IATRA exam. In this video, we're going to look at what is the IATRA exam, why is it important to get it, what are some of the requirements you need to write this exam and pass it, as well as where are the study materials you can use in order to pass this exam. If you want, you can skip right to the sections you require instead of watching this entire video. All right, let's take a look. So what is this IATRA exam? This exam is required if you want to become a first officer on a 2-crew certified aircraft, or if you want to become a cruise relief pilot. So does the term IATRA actually mean anything? Not really. It's just a computer code that Transport Canada uses in the system to show that you've written this exam. I wish they came up with a better term for this complicated word IATRA. Now, most aircraft that you're probably used to flying up to now are either a Cessna or a Piper, which are all single crew aircraft, meaning you only need one pilot to safely fly that aircraft. On the other hand, if you want to move up and fly a much larger aircraft, such as a King Air, Beech 1900, a Dash 8, etc., you need to show Transport Canada that you have a much higher knowledge level before you do so. As you know, when you graduate from flight school, you have 250 hours usually of total flying time at minimum. And when you get your airline license, you usually have 1,500 hours of total flying time. So you can think of this IATRA exam as a knowledge gap in between the two licenses. Transport Canada wants to fulfill that knowledge gap by ensuring that you know certain important subject materials, such as airline operations, jet aircraft operating procedures, turboprop operating procedures, advanced flight planning, as well as advanced knowledge of decoding weather, especially charts that you're probably not familiar with, such as the significant weather prog charts, analysis charts, upper level charts, etc. In order to write this exam, traditionally we require 250 hours to show up at the exam. There's no letter of recommendation required from a flight instructor finally. Now, as of making this video, Transport Canada has a temporary let in the regulations where they allow you to write it at 50% of the hourly requirements. So normally you'd need 250 hours to write this exam. They're allowing you to write the exam at only 125 hours. Now, to be careful that this exam expires after 24 months. So if you do not get a job within the 24 months or 2 years, then the exam expires and you have to do the process all over again, study and pass this exam. Not a big deal, but it's a big pain in the behind. This exam is only 50 questions and you only require a pass mark of 70%, which isn't really that high. So it's roughly 35 questions you need to pass in order to pass this exam. That being said, it's actually one of the toughest exams you will write. It has a very, very high failure rate. Transport Canada keeps changing the exam every couple of months. So even though you try to understand the questions, they change all the time. That being said, this is a shameless plug. I have a very successful IATRA exam course. My own students have achieved a very high success rate. For example, some of the students right here that I'll post have achieved 96% and 98% on this exam. There's other students, of course, where their results vary. They'll get high 80s, etc. So definitely check out the link below in the description for my IATRA exam course, where I offer 100% refund if you do not pass the exam for any reason, which most people don't really need that because they do pass this exam. As well as I have a formula sheet in the description that will help you memorize the most important formulas for this exam. All right, say that you've taken the exam prep course, you get a high mark in my course, you pass this exam with a good mark. Now you can actually apply for a job by putting this on your resume. It'll help you stand out from the rest of the candidates. All right, if you like this video and you found it useful, please consider liking and subscribing. Comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.